Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 93 of the Unknown Games podcast, a show where we talk about Japanese life or life in Japan, Japanese video games, and of course, just games all around, and the occasional fast food. I think I did actually eat something that my co-host Alex was asking me to eat last week from McDonald's, their limited edition burgers that came back. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, the voice you're hearing right now is Adrian. I'm your host. And of course, like I said, joining me is my co-host Alex. What is up, man? How's it going?
Engage.
Good.
I almost thought that said engage for some reason. Like, get the engage out.
That'd be funny.
Just just gonna make a comeback one day. We're gonna all have an engage again. It's coming.
You know what? There's a selection of gadgets from the early 2000s that if they brought back, I probably would buy them. I mean, I say that now, but Motorola relaunched their Razr when they did the new Razr. Did you see that, right?
Yeah. No. I haven't seen the new Razr.
Oh, well, I mean, it came out like 2 years ago. Last year or something.
Yeah. It was like okay. Yeah, never mind. I have seen that one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty chill. I'm gonna not buy one. And Nokia brought back their venerable I think it was the 3310 or something like that. The candy bar phone, yeah.
That phone was everyone's stock phone was a Nokia at one point.
Yeah, no,
that was my first phone.
As a kid, that was my first. Yep. Mm-hmm. But now that I have disposable income and I'm ready to waste it on dumb stuff, let's say for sure, I've been saying this forever. If Microsoft brought back the Zune, I would buy.
I would buy a Zune. I would buy a Zune. Zune is actually good. Zune was actually a big nice brick. I think you did tell me.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have it right on the desk right now with you, but
it's over. It's like a meter away from me. I really like it. Well, I brought it on the train with me. Yeah, I don't know. People are always out of Zune. I'm like, yeah. And by people, I mean my one friend, because no one in Japan.
no one else knows. Was the Zune actually even out in Japan? We're not even we're not even starting right now. But I just want to know. I'm curious. It
was never released in Japan. So the Gen 1 Zune was US only, and then from Gen 2 onwards, I believe it was a few other countries. Might have been Australia, Canada, maybe parts of Europe, but nowhere in Asia, as far as I know.
I mean, straight up, the Zune was really good just because you had that nice screen. I'm not gonna say it was a big screen. It was just what a 2.3 inch screen.
Yeah,
but it had a screen. It was colored. Yeah. If you didn't care about that messy scroll wheel, it was clickable buttons.
It
that
wasn't
were really
even a scroll wheel, dude. It was just a D-pad. It wasn't a scroll wheel.
Yeah, it was basically it was
a big ass D-pad. Yeah,
a D-pad, and then I just like the finish on it. I like that glossy matte finish that they had.
It's like a two-tone plastic.
So nice to look at and feel.
It's a two-tone. It's like a two-tone plastic. It's kind of got that frosted look to it. It's got a matte feel. It's great.
It's
great. We're just pimping the Zune. Join us next week for a Zune podcast. No, if they brought back the Zune, I'd probably buy it. Again, I'd probably buy. Fuck it, why not an N-Gage? Why?
Get yourself an N-Gage. Get yourself all the gadgets of the early 2000s, because there's no shame in that, and Valve knows it. We'll be talking about it a little bit later. But the Steam Deck, looking like a Game Gear over here, trying to come in.
It really does, actually. It really does. Look like
unashamedly, but hey, it's a high tech Game Gear. But remember, the best part about the Game Gear was that you needed how many AA batteries? Six.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna need an extra battery pack for this one as well. But yes, getting on into the show, and before we do, remember you can follow both of us on Twitch. You can follow me at Ninjatrix, Ninjatrix, and you can also follow my co-host Root24. That is ROUTE 24. I wanted to spell out 24
the
again.
number, the number 2 and then the number 4. So
there we
24,
go.
Yeah.
There we go. We stream. I stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 9 p.m. Japan Standard Time, and then he also streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah, at 9 p.m. Japan Standard Time.
Yep.
There we go.
Come hang out on stream. It'll be a fun time.
Coming out, you'll even see the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy 14 blowing up all over the place.
I haven't played it in 2 bit because I've been focusing on Dragon Quest recently, so I've been just doubling down on Dragon Quest on my streams. But yeah,
it's been good. I've only been playing. I've been hopping around. I'm still on Marco, just doing the visual novel grind, it has really become like an anime episode of the week kind of deal, where it doesn't end, but it's still good quality. It's a lot of fun.
That's what Dragon Quest is. Yeah,
it's like we're doing that, and then a couple of horror games and FMV stuff. I realized that I've played two visual novels so far, and almost like 4 FMV games this year.
Yeah, it's a weird
Like
niche for
I
sure.
like
Yeah.
doubled down into the FMV category.
If you're gonna play more visual novels, there's like a ton of stuff that you can check out. Zero Escape is super good. Danganronpa, like go play those games.
Which I do own. I own
Yep.
the Nonary one. So
Yeah, those games are legitimately those awesome games. Like
so
I talk to
we're
my girlfriend about this all the
I'm
time. Yeah.
probably gonna end up going on it eventually.
Mhm.
That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, so go ahead, follow those things, and of course follow the YouTube. If you're watching right now, we do stream on YouTube live. So or just go
Yeah.
ahead
Well, I
and
mean, we're streaming like this podcast is technically live right now. If you're not
yeah.
watching it live, then I guess you're late. We're already dead.
Oh, we're sending a message to you from the past.
Yeah,
It
but
will
don't
be
forget to give
okay.
us a 5-star review on iTunes because it really helps our spirit. Like,
It
rest
lifts our
easy.
spirits. That 5-star
Yeah,
review
to
will lift
heaven.
our
We're not making
spirit.
it to heaven. If you don't give us 5 stars, we're not making it to heaven. So yeah.
Well, we need to get
It's
up.
like
We need to
at
get
the
higher.
pearly gates, they're like, "Oh, looks like you didn't get a 5-star review." So
You
sorry
came
about that.
so close in life, but
Yeah,
you didn't tell them enough to give you the 5-star review.
eternal damnation.
Darn it. So yeah, if you are listening via iTunes, Spotify, or Google Podcast or any of those services, yeah, hit that 5-star review. And YouTube, go ahead, subscribe,
Yeah,
get
save our
notified.
souls, please. Yeah,
Episode title: Save Our Souls.
yeah.
But yeah, moving into the news this week, we're gonna hit on news because it's been an interesting week of news. Number one, I know Alex sent me this story, and Ed had posted it on his timeline. I swear I saw it at first. I was like, "What Ed talking about today?"
Mm.
Is it crazy that 101 Ed, get ready, you're coming on the show, buddy. Gundam
He's
Evolution.
gonna be the actual, the only
He's gonna
host.
be.
Yeah,
Gundam Evolution was announced, and this is actually ironic. Like, oddly enough, I was watching the Evo side tournament for um, Gundam Extreme Versus, which is a game I actually really like, and
yeah. Which
I've
version?
played.
Which version was it? Like Gundam Extreme Maxi Boost, whatever the fuck? Because it's like,
Whatever the most recent
yeah,
one is, that was
yeah.
the one. And in the evening, I had post this, and I'm like, what am I looking at? I thought it was gonna be like Gundam Breaker, which is
Mm.
a free to play game that they have out. And then I'm looking at this mug, I'm like, he's like, his tweet's like, oh, it's Gundam Overwatch. I'm looking at this crap, I'm like, oh, it's Gundam Overwatch.
It
What
kind of
is
is,
this?
yeah.
It is not kinda. It's Gundam Overwatch. I got like flashbacks of actual Overwatch, even like to the level. Even the way the level was laid out felt like Overwatch. But I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
mean, it kind
yeah.
of does, yeah.
But what? Because I know you. I think you were genuinely excited about this because I saw your tweet,
I wouldn't say
and
like
I couldn't
genuinely
tell.
excited. I'm like intrigued, I guess. Yeah,
It,
I'm intrigued.
this game is coming out on PC. I know there's a closed beta that's happening in Japan next month in
Yeah,
August.
yeah, you have to like sign up for it right now. They're only taking 5,000 applicants. So
Did you sign up?
I didn't, but I have like another week to sign up.
No,
So I'm not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and sign up because it's the same. It's the as long as you have your account for Bandai Namco, which you do, because for Blue
Oh, because
Protocol.
Blue Protocol, yeah,
Yep,
because
yep.
yeah, we were the beta.
It's a button.
Yeah.
It's a button click. Let's log in and that's it.
Oh
So
shit, yeah,
it's really simple.
yeah.
But yeah, Gundam Evolution. There's not anything that they've really said about it. I think there's supposed to be a stream by the time that you're listening to this here in Japan. It's either the 20th or the 22nd or something, where they'll be doing maybe, I guess, more of a playthrough. There are some cool ironically, there weren't a lot of Gundams in this.
Well, not yet. I mean, I suspect it's gonna go like the route of most like free to play games. Well, I mean, most. So Apex is free to play, and they do a trickle of new like legends like every season, right?
Right.
Overwatch is technically not free to play, but once you pay for the game once, you're kind of like secured, like you're locked into all their content updates, all their maps, all their characters, and they do a trickle of new characters like every year, maybe, I don't know.
Oh no, they
Are they done?
actually
Like,
they're done. They're done for now. Yeah, they've been done for about 2
what was the
years.
pace previously? Like it was once every couple months, or
I felt like there was at least 2 a year, maybe even 3.
okay, yeah. So they trickle. I mean, that's the same rate as Apex. Apex is like 2 a year, something like that, maybe 3 a year,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And then Siege will also do a trickle of new characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I suspect when Gundam like Evolution like launches, it'll probably like have 8 maybe Gundams, and then I suspect we'll have a trickle of new ones. So
Yeah, it's an interesting roster that they chose to unveil because we only have the RX-78 2 the OG Gundam, Amuro's Gundam. I think that's actually the one after the original series when it gets a little bit upgraded. And then we had Gundam. We had the Barbados from Gundam. Gosh, why can't I think of the Orphans?
Oh wait,
it's actually called Orphans something.
Oh, Iron-Blooded Orphans. Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
With I think that's Mizuki is his name. Is his Gundam. So those are the only two Gundams. After that is pretty much I wouldn't call them the fodder, but they are the earlier Gundams. We got the tank, and then we've got a couple of other just those Gundams, like the support units that would appear in the series. So that's why I was kind of curious. I think Char's Gundam might have been in there, or Char's mobile suit. Sorry,
right,
not Gundam.
It's not a Gundam.
It's not a Gundam. It's a mobile suit. But DOMs, the DOMs are in there. So there's DOMs are great, but not that.
I bet you anyone listening to podcasts, like longtime listeners who actually just they're probably just like, what in the fuck are they talking about? What is happening?
It's really interesting because looking at the gameplay breakdown, I'm curious to see how much they're going to change in terms of not just the UI, but some of the moves. As you can see, like freaking Barbados is Reinhardt. Like parkour, he's doing Reinhardt moves.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite thing, like I saw this trailer 2 times or 2. Well, I mean, now it's just on repeat on the podcast.
Yeah, now it's on loop.
But like, if you watch the footage, don't look at the action. Look at the HUD. Like, look at when the abilities are triggered, and look at when the ults are triggered. Yeah.
Yeah. You're looking at if we just look at those two elements, it's and I saw a Japanese tweet where somebody was like, is this okay? Kore daijoubu desu ka? Sokuri. It looks exactly
definitely looks like
this is Widowmaker's scope. Sure. Even the way that the crosshair and just how the only thing it's missing is that little red skull that pops up and goes.
Oh, when you do a kill.
When you do a kill.
You know what? When I first saw this trailer, my initial reaction was like, "This is what happens when Mugen, for fighting games, right?"
Right.
This is like, what if there was like a shooter Mugen and you could just put whatever you want here, and this is the result.
Put a bunch of Gundams. It's crazy because Gundams don't move, or mobile suits. They don't have a high mobility on them to just kind of.
Well, I don't know, because that's a really good question.
To do first person shooting, it's kind of I don't think there's been a Gundam first person shooter. They're all third person action games, if I'm correct, right?
I think there's been a first person shooter Gundam, but I would say in lore, in universe, Gundams do move fast, don't they? Like in the space battles.
When they get to space, yeah, it depends on the Gundam, but for the most part, they have to get to space before they can actually maneuver
move fast, right?
Yeah. Other than that, even in Gundam Versus, while they're moving fast, the way that they shoot is you shoot in between your movements, so you're not complete. You have a lock on, but your shots don't track. So it's going to be interesting. I guess this is just going to play just like a first person shooter, but a little bit slower, maybe. I don't know.
We'll see. But I mean, I don't think Bandai Namco's ever made a shooter, right?
That's an even better point. I don't know. I don't think there's been a Bandai Namco shooter.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't correct us if we're wrong. We're just now getting an MMO eventually with Blue Protocol. It seems like they're really branching out, especially after Code Vein's success. They've been doing a lot of updating. Yeah, sure. Even the new Tales of Arise, it's been looking better and better every time they show it.
But do you trust? Here's the thing. What's up, Dragon? Do you trust Bandai Namco to make a good shooter? Because I gotta admit, when Blue Protocol was announced and I saw the footage of Blue Protocol, I was like, I don't trust Bandai Namco to make a good MMO. And of the 2 betas that I played at Blue Protocol, I'm like, okay, I'm actually really impressed. This is actually really good. So I don't know if Bandai Namco is going to surprise me in the same way with Gundam Evolution. I don't know if I'll be
Here's what I'm worried about more than anything, because I know with their arcade titles, they do an amazing job with it. And what I'm worried about, because Gundam games lean on 2 things. They're either super arcadey or they're super sim. And this is a mix. This is arcade, and I assume they're going to have a little bit of sim in there as well to be kind of faithful to each of the Gundams or Mobile Suits playstyles. What I'm worried about is frame rate. Like Gundam Breaker suffers from kind of frame rate issues. Like I don't.
Yeah,
That's what I'm worried about. Like, is this gonna
sure.
run smoothly?
And this
And,
is like this is a shooter, and the expectations for shooters are totally different. Like a shooter, an arcade shooter, not arcade shooter, like a competitive shooter needs to be minimum 60 locked, like minimum,
right,
right?
right. It
It's
needs
like
to
a
be
fighting
locked.
game. Like you absolutely cannot have frame drops in a fighting game. Like you can't. Like
You don't want that.
yeah, you cannot have frame drops in a fighting game. It's unacceptable. It makes it unplayable, right?
Pretty much,
Um,
pretty much.
in a shooter, you could have frame drops. It just lends itself to a very unsatisfactory experience. But
Mm-hmm.
like the
Mm-hmm.
expectations needs for a shooter definitely like 60 minimum, like locked. For Gundam Breaker and that kind of stuff, like I can maybe like if the frame drops, it's like kind of shitty. It
Yeah.
is shitty, but I
It,
don't think it's like is it completely detrimental in the same way that like a frame drop in a shooter would be? Do you know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah. Who knows if it's gonna be that bad? Because I mean, I've honestly, and when I played Overwatch, we never had any issues. I've never had any issues. Even and I guess what we haven't talked about is even if there's gonna be any issues with the net code, like
Oh yeah, yeah. Because we just don't
this
know. Like Bandai Namco's like never made a shooter, so like it's a big
yeah,
question.
it's like
Yeah.
my first shooter, and I know a lot of people want to dog on him for the Overwatch inner, the UI.
Hmm.
Don't worry about that. That's a placeholder. There, that's what they're going with
It's
to.
probably a placeholder. We'll see. I don't
I
know.
assume it. I assume it's a placeholder.
Yeah,
I don't even think there's a date for when this game is actually
like
coming out,
officially launching. Yeah.
officially launching. I'm on the website now, and uh, yeah, I mean we've got the Turn A Gundam is in there. I think that yeah, here's the lineup of Gundams. We've got the original Gundam. We got a Zaku 2. No one ever underestimates that Zaku 2. Don't underestimate it. It will mess you up. And that is the Sazabi, which is Char's Gundam. Is it Mobile Suit? Darn it. And then all the rest of them, GM Snipers, your Dom Trooper, the
Oh
Gun
man,
Tank.
it's actually wait, it's a lineup of 12, so it is 66. So it's like
It's
someone has to. It's one
some
of these. It's one of these per game.
yeah, it's one of these the Pale Rider, which I can't remember
Yeah.
which
Bro,
mobile suit
oh
that
man,
one's
that's
from.
insane. Like, what if you're just like, I hate the gun tank. I don't want to be but someone has to be the gun tank.
Someone has to be the gun. So I
Because
feel like
it's
they have to have
6v6, yeah?
they need to have more
They need
characters
more.
in
Yeah,
their
they need
roster.
more. Yeah, they
Uh,
need way more.
I want to say Matthias is from Gundam Z from Zeta. I might be off. Someone will have to help me. Some of these I don't actually know. Turn A is still my favorite Gundam. I want to know what they're going to do with Turn A. That gun. Have you seen Turn A?
No, actually,
The
I haven't seen
gun
that many Gundams. No, yeah.
that gun that he has or that Turn A has, it is it's a nuke. It's no joke. It's a nuclear bomb.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's
It's just a
hilarious.
straight freaking nuclear bomb,
Wait,
and the entire point of the,
how old is Turn A? Is that like early 90s or what?
I think Turn A might be early '90s or so. It's one of my favorite Gundams. It's technically supposed to be the last Gundam in terms of
Wait,
storyline. It's the very last Gundam.
oh, it's 1999, so it's early.
Um,
Yeah, okay.
but yeah, yeah,
Was when
I
it
want
came
to
out.
know.
I mean, yeah.
I want them to have that. I want them to have like my other picks. Of course, the Gundam Wing series. A lot of people in the U.S.
You're
That's
familiar with Wing, right?
or for super
Yeah,
familiar with Wing. And that's what makes those versus games so good is they have a huge selection from G Gundam to all of these Zeta Gundam, even all the side stories. I mean, all the main characters and the
yeah.
main enemy units are all there. So if they can do that, that'll be they've got a huge roster to choose from.
I feel like either they have to add more Gundams after beta. I mean, for closed beta, this is it for
Oh
closed
yeah,
beta. I think. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I think after closed beta, they need to add more Gundams, or they need to make it so like you can more than one person can choose, for example, turn A in a match. You know what I mean? Because like because I can imagine like let's say you hate half of those Gundams and you just don't want to play those Gundams, but if it's 6v6, there's only 12 Gundams in the game. Like it's only one player per mobile suit represented, basically, right? You can't double up.
Right, right, right. So it's gonna. I think this event is actually on the 17th, which already happened. Looks like
Oh
they
yeah,
might.
shit.
It might have just been a talk interview.
I think it was. I saw some tweets. I think from. I just saw some screenshots from the stream, and basically talking about like why a shooter, and then
What? Yeah, why a shooter? This is
I didn't watch it, but I
it is.
presume yeah.
I gotta say, it's been an interesting time in the Japanese game developing kind of in some of these companies with, we got Chaos, we got Final Fantasy, Stranger of Paradise, which is not par for Square at the moment. It's I don't want to say these are risk. I think they're going to definitely have a lot of people who come into these games, but these are things that they're original IPs, and we don't see a lot of original IPs that often. Bandai Namco with I want to say maybe the most original IPs out of Scarlet Nexus, Code Vein. That's two within the past
2 years. Yeah.
2 years, and it's really good to see new original games being developed, even if they might look like something we know. Blue Protocol is that's a new IP as well. Bandai Namco, what are you doing? What are you doing? Not making Xenosaga.
Yeah, I got it. I mean, I'm curious. Like, I'm legitimately curious to see how Gundam Evolution is going to play out. I don't, because the thing about Gundam Evolution is that it's already extremely niche. It's Gundam, right?
Oh, Gundam, I think has a huge following, but
yeah, but like, here's the what's the Venn diagram of like likes Gundam but also likes team shoot? Do you know what I mean? Like, who's in the middle
that likes team shooters? I feel like if the people who are playing Gundam Breaker, I think they're going to try to move them over to this game because that was a team-based third-person shooter. No, that game is a third-person shooter. It's a third-person shooter, if I remember.
Yeah, basically, and then you like make your parts and kind of like make your garage kit.
I mean, and there's a lot of kids who are into Gundam here in Japan. I don't know. I think that it'll do fine. I don't think it's too much of a niche game.
I just don't think it's certainly not going to topple Siege anytime, like, or anything like that.
No.
It's not gonna beat Siege or Overwatch 2, Apex or anything like that, right?
No,
well, Apex isn't a team.
Well, here's but when
Siege and Overwatch, yeah.
But when you go and you talk about these competitive team-based games, you got to have friends. You got to have matchmaking. You've got to have, and when I say friends, I mean like you don't want to be on that team with the random, especially in a game where you have 5 other teammates. You don't want you want your friends there to help you and communicate,
or really good matchmaking, like Siege,
or really good matchmaking.
Yeah, like Siege, for example. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, but
because if this is like Overwatch, these games are going to be 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah,
that's a long investment, yeah.
Oh, man, there's so many questions. Like, how are they going to introduce a ranked mode? You know what I mean? Like, how?
Well, yeah, there's definitely going to be a ranked. There has to be a ranked mode for sure. We get silent, like, for sure when it comes out.
I mean, I trust that Bandai Namco, if they're going to be making a shooter, I trust that the people behind the game are like, okay, let's take a look at what are the top team games on the market right now. Like, what do people like about them? What do these games do similarly? And what can our game do that's different? And I trust if you're making a video game, this is what goes on in your meetings, right?
Right. And we already have the kind of Overwatch interface in a little bit of the level design there. That's what's going to be the most interesting thing right there. We know that they're at least probably paying attention to Overwatch. Overwatch is one of the few hero shooters.
Yeah, honestly, the only thing I can think of right now is Overwatch and Siege, and then probably some other free-to-play ones like Paladins.
And Paladins, right? Paladins. Yeah. What would be and what makes and breaks these games? They did say that the modes that they do have 3 modes. One of them is basically point capture, and then one of them is the kind of evolution. I forgot what they call that mode in Overwatch, where you capture a point and you move on to the next. It's like an escort payload, right?
Yeah. You capture a point and you move to the next.
Right? So those modes are here. What makes those modes really unique? Not unique, but really not special. I'm trying to think, but the map design is so important in Overwatch. The way those maps are designed, where people can, the sniper points for Widowmaker or whoever, the amount of airspace for even D.Va to just fly up and do her bomb. If there's a variety of the maps from outside to inside, how they transition, hallways and corridors meant for certain characters but not for other characters. You get a roadhog in a character in a corridor, you're gonna get hooked. You're gonna get drawn in, and it's like a trap. Like, you might not want to walk past that door. You might want to be cautious of it. So it's gonna be interesting how these Gundam abilities or these mobile suit abilities combined with the map design actually, like, if they can pull that off, if they pull that off, then they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
But there's going to be I think maybe we just have to have our expectations set low and hope that it's a game that they're heavily invested in. They want to make it an esport. We've seen this trend in Japan. We want an esport. Virtua Fighter 5 coming back to be an esport.
Yeah, I think the best way to go about it is to be cautiously optimistic. I mean, it's just like as a casual FPS like player, I'll check it out at launch and maybe close beta.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I'm not like gonna be like, unless it's like so good, I'm like, okay guys, I'm never.
If
playing.
it's really good, I want to play because Gundam's fun. Gundam's hype, man.
Yeah, I just want. I mean, obviously they probably haven't even figured it out yet. But like, if it's free to play, they need to like monetize it somehow. Like, oh, there's gonna be a battle pass. What would the battle pass be like, or something like that?
That's actually really interesting because, like you said, Overwatch has it's straight up pay first.
Yeah, you buy Overwatch, and then you're locked into all of their updates, and then they have loot boxes. They have loot boxes.
That's you just you buy loot boxes essentially. Yeah. But now it is very common, especially with any game, and it doesn't even matter if it's a card battler or anything. They all have battle passes now.
Yeah,
that's more the format.
Try to like just
plus
get,
loot boxes.
Like Genshin technically has like a similar thing to a battle pass as well.
Yep. Destiny too. If you play that, each of the seasons essentially acts as a battle pass. With the rewards that if you just play a little bit, it's kind of like doing daily challenges. So
and then it like pays for itself, but only if you play daily, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. We're gonna keep our eyes on this, and we'll let you all know what we think about it for sure. Because it's hopefully we both get into the beta, or one of us gets into it. May our Blue Protocol magic rub off on this.
Yeah,
game.
I'm surprised actually because I think we both got into both betas. For
both
Blue
betas.
What was the What was the participant count for that? Like I think 5,000 for Gundam is actually really small. I think Blue Protocol was 10,000 for Blue Protocol.
I feel like it was like 10K or something. I feel like it was a little bit more.
Yeah, but we both got in for Blue Protocol, which is actually really cool. So I'm happy about that. And we were allowed to like stream it and that kind of thing. So
it was they're definitely doing a lot of things to help with if you want to play and stream. I think Bandai Namco has been doing some good stuff. They've been doing some good things.
I definitely think like there's a little bit of a side topic, but like a lot of Japanese companies are now aware that people stream their games and they're like giving you a little bit of a license to like stream like their games. I know for Square, like technically for Dragon Quest 11, actually it says you're not allowed to stream the ending. Like I'm not allowed to stream the ending of Dragon Quest.
Good thing you read that before.
Yeah,
it's a good thing you read that before.
Probably will still, but yeah.
Yeah,
like I'm sure whatever
Square. I mean, if you want to get on Square's, if they find you and it's not like an algorithm type thing off Twitch, then it means they've been looking at you. That means someone on their staff is like consistently like, yo, this Dragon Quest dude. Oh, I wonder where they're at now. Let me check.
Can you imagine? I'm like close to the ending, and it's just some dude at Square who's just like watching my stream. He's just like, is he gonna stream the ending? And
push the button.
Yeah,
push the button.
That's funny. Anyways,
moving on. There was the Steam Deck was announced. I don't think there's much for. I don't know how much you want to talk about it or not talk about it. I don't know if it made huge waves, just in the sense that it is essentially, like we were saying, a Game Gear. Looks like a Game Gear.
Honestly, a lot of the news I've been reading the last couple of days have been centered around the Steam Deck. So yeah.
Okay. I mean, do you have any initial thoughts on it? I guess I should say what it is. It's essentially a portable PC. I think that in the interview with IGN, they for 30 questions, majority of those questions said it is it's a PC. And Wes is pointing out this headline. This is coming from Kotaku. It says Steam Deck is Valve's answer to the Switch, out in December. And Wes is saying that I don't think it's the answer to the Switch. If Steam can't play first-party Nintendo games on it, it's not a real competition.
It's like a completely different comparison. Yeah.
Comparison. Remember, clickbait is real. Sorry, headlines. But what I will say is that when I was thinking about it, I was like, well, who is this for? Because we were talking about the Switch OLED last week, and I'm saying, who is this for? Who is this for? And then it immediately came to mind, shit, this is for me. This is supposed to be, technically, we were talking about hardcore, and we were talking about wanting the specs. This should be for me. And then I thought to myself, and this is really interesting that Wes brought this up, but I thought to myself, like, but I can't play like a Zelda on it.
Yeah, I mean, you can play
strange.
whatever you can play on your PC right now. Like, that's what you can play on the Steam Deck.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's basically, if you want to be like really frank about it, it's a very small PC.
It's
a very small PC for a very attractive price. So it's like 400 USD, I think, for the base model.
For the base model.
Gigs. I mean, okay. So here's what's up about the Steam Deck. So it's being sold in 3 configurations, right?
Right.
So it's 64 gigs for your base model, and then I believe it's 256 for the mid model, and then 512 for the top end. Right.
Right. The 256. I was just going to get the prices really quick. 256 is going to be at 530. It comes with the SSD storage, and then the 650 for the 512 SSD, which I think the 512 one is an NVMe drive, if I'm correct.
I mean, whoever wrote that article kind of bunged up the specs. 64 gigs. The types of the type of memory for the 64 gigs is the same type of memory that's used in your phone. It's relatively fast. But it's not it's not NVMe, so that's the base model, 64 gigs, and I think it's probably soldered on the board, maybe.
It's just it's normal. It's normal, yeah.
The 256 and the 512 models both are NVMe drives.
Okay.
They're both NVMe drives. But a note about the storage though is that like 64 gigabytes is
not.
It's like not.
It's not.
A lot. It's like nothing.
Do you remember how many people were complaining, or how many people complain about just the base storage on the PS4 or the PS5?
Like 500 gigabytes.
I need more. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, dang, 64 seems great, but you got to buy and this does have a SD card slot, micro SD expansion, so you can, as much as you can fit on a SD card, you can go ahead and do that, and probably even put a freaking USB-C portable hard drive to it if you want to.
Okay, so
continue.
A lot of games are at this day, like in 2021. A lot of games are, I want to say, like they're huge. So like 40 gigs, maybe 50 gigs, something like that. If you're playing Warzone, God forbid, it's like 500 gigabytes.
It's actually a lot. Yeah.
Yep. So that is like, if you're gonna buy the base model, you're definitely not gonna play like a AAA game. Like you're playing probably some older stuff, or you're playing like, let's say for example,
indie.
like. Yeah, or like the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters or something like that.
Right.
Which is fine. I mean, if that's what you play, then that's what you play. That's totally cool. Just if you want to play, I don't know, like, well, I'm playing Nier, like Replicant.
You can.
That's like the one game I have on there, right?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to play anything else, definitely jump up to the 256 or the 512 models. But like you did mention, all models have an SD card slot.
Right.
So for expandables, I mean, SD cards come in huge capacities now. You can easily put like a terabyte in there, right?
Right. You can expand.
It's expensive. Don't get me wrong. It's expensive. It's expensive, but you can get an SD card that's like that big. The thing is, though, you got to make sure that the bandwidth capacity of that SD card is huge. It's meant for like really high transfers, because
with high read and write speeds, right?
because if you just put like a normal ass SD card in your Steam Deck, you're gonna have a bad time loading off of that. It's not going to be great.
And there is an interesting kind of thing that comes with it that I was thinking to myself as well. And Wes is also saying this. Wes is saying, so what would the price be for
a comparable gaming
laptop?
This is extremely cheap. This is very cheap.
This is very
cheap.
This is definitely cheap.
Yeah.
And if you want to, you can turn this into a portable Bobo laptop. I mean, it does accept all the Bluetooth, pretty much any Bluetooth input. It does, if you want to hook up a controller via USB-C that is on this thing, you can hook it up that way. It pretty much, as they kept saying, it's a PC.
It's a PC. I think the OS by out of the box is like a modified Linux, actually.
Right, modified Linux, kind of. I think maybe even Steam OS, kind of.
It's Steam OS, which is modified Linux, modified Linux.
But you can load up
Windows. God forbid, if you want to put Windows on here, go for it.
You can use some of that space to put up Windows. I think that they were saying that on their podcast. I was listening to that earlier today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's to me, it feels very niche, because I'm not going to take this thing outside. This is even more, if I want to get real with it, I want to get this real, I'm not going to take it outside. Only the top model has an anti-glare screen.
Yep.
It is a little bit larger than a Switch.
I mean, it's
It
pretty. It looks pretty chunky. Yeah.
it looks pretty chunky. It's
Yep.
got 2 to 8 hours of battery life on it.
Right.
Which, depending on what you're playing, it says that if you limit something to 30 FPS for like Portal 2, and Portal 2 is a pretty old game, but it doesn't really do much.
Man,
You'll
30
be playing
FPS
for
on Portal, that sounds like a nightmare to me, but yeah.
right, 5
But
to
yeah.
6 hours. And it
Yeah.
seems like what I did here is that all the games that when they play
6 hours of Portal 2.
right,
That
right,
sucks.
you're just gonna be playing. Oh, I got the Portal 2.
That's so funny. That's so
It's
funny.
essentially like, hey, I've got that. You take it outside, you play it, you come back inside, and it's just kind of like strange to me because you could just be playing this on your PC. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no real drive for me if I have a PC or if I have a next gen console of
You're
any
gonna play
sort
like at home, right?
to have this, because you still have to download the games onto this device. There's not you don't go out to the store and buy a cartridge for it.
It's Steam. It's
It's Steam.
So here's what's up. I'm actually gonna buy one of these because of like how appealing it is. Because it's even at the top model, it's a $650 portable PC. Like it's so cheap. It's a cheap ass computer. And like, it comes with like it's sold separately, but it comes with a dock, right?
It does come. Yeah, the dock is separate.
Oh, sorry. It doesn't. Did I just say it comes with a dock?
No. It's not a
so
Switch. It sans the dock.
There's
Sans
a
dock.
There is a dock that will be available for the Switch. It's basically just like a glorified Thunderbolt dock here, and that's nothing special.
Yeah,
But
right.
once you dock the Steam Deck, you basically get like a PC, right? So that goes out to your monitor, and then you can connect your keyboard and mouse.
Exactly.
Right? So it's a computer. But then let's say I travel. Let's say I'm on the Shinkansen. Let's say I go home to Canada. Let's say I'm on an airplane. That's when I can just take it, and now I have a computer, basically, right?
Ostensively, you also have I think you're in a different boat too, because you also have a gaming laptop.
I do have a gaming laptop. I do.
You could
I do have a gaming laptop. I do have a Switch.
I mean-
Yeah, but here's like this is way more appealing to me because it's like what's smaller than a gaming. I mean, it's not technically it's smaller than a gaming laptop, right?
I mean, I guess we do have we didn't go over the screen size. It is a 7-inch LCD with 1280 by 800 pixels. That's a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. It's got 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM at 5500 MTS. And then the CPU is a 8 RDNA 2 CUs. I don't even know what I'm reading. No, you know what? Just say it's 1.2. It's 1.6 teraflops because I don't know what I'm looking at. Zen 4
So RDNA 2 is
what am I looking at? This is
so basically
that's the GPU.
It's based off the most modern AMD
architecture, right?
Architecture, right, for their GPUs that came out like 2020. Sorry, it's basically their top of the line, not top of the line. Sorry, it's their most modern like chip architecture.
Right.
And it's based off Zen 2. So what CPU are you running right now? Did you upgrade your CPU? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I think I'm on. I feel like I'm on whatever it said that you make sure that you use the right thing because.
Are you on Zen? Are you really on Zen 2 or Zen Plus? I can't remember what I'm on now.
I've got a 5600 XT. I hope I got that right.
56.
AMD. No, I think I am on a Zen 2.
I think you're either on Zen Plus or Zen 2, either one. But the point is that it's like their newest like platform right now for CPUs. That doesn't mean it's as powerful desktop, like by no means, but it'll get the job done for most stuff.
Or even like the current gen consoles. It's not that powerful.
That's a good question. I mean, it's probably on par as current gen. I would say it depends. If it's docked, probably. Yeah.
I guess if it gets a boost from it. Wes is also saying that you could buy a next gen console and a Switch Lite for the same amount. It's cool. You can change out the OS. I'm not a PC gamer, but so it's just like I don't know anything to break them down. I guess what I would say is you could. I mean, you could. I think that's the thing with any piece of technology is that you can. They did say that you're not going to be able to modify the internals because everything's so small.
Okay,
someone will, but I don't think you're going to be able to do it. Just
someone emailed
someone
Gabe.
will.
Someone emailed Gabe, like the CEO of
Someone
Valve.
emailed Gabe.
Yeah,
someone emailed Gabe, and Gabe just answered.
You know you can do that, right? He actually does answer emails.
You mean, so you're saying we should just email Gabe for a comment right now? Okay,
We could honestly, Gabe. He does answer emails. He does answer emails. It's crazy. So someone emailed like Gabe Newell, and they asked him like, what is the form factor of the NVMe for the top 2 models? And he said straight up, it's M.2.
Okay.
And someone else asked him if that M.2 slot is present on the base model, and to which he said it is.
So you can swap that out.
You can pop in like a bigger hard drive.
Which
yeah,
that's fine, but you're gonna void your warranty. Just straight up. Just you're gonna void your warranty if it breaks. That's what I'm saying. That's what it goes to right there. This thing is for people who it's a novelty device. It is very much a novelty device. And you know, and that there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think anyone needs to call it a switch killer or anything like that. It's because like for me, if I'm gonna, I don't play mobile games a lot anyways. So it's like for me, if I buy it, then I've already got a PC that I invested in heavily. So it's not for me. And if you own any of these next gen consoles, you're already playing them at whatever, you know, so whatever spec on a bigger screen. I think you're satisfied, right?
Who want to take their Steam library like portable, because like I don't think anyone who has 0 PC games is going to be buying this. I don't think anyone who's like starting fresh to PC gaming
is going to be
probably not buying this.
I would argue and say like just don't buy the PC and buy this.
The people who are buying this probably already have a sizable Steam library.
Exactly.
Right, because there's like you're buying hardware essentially, but all your games are good to go. You've already paid for them.
Are good to go, and that's
you already have a huge ass library of video games, right?
That's probably the best point. And of course, if you want to do your whole Game Pass thing, you can do that on this as well.
Yeah, because that's the thing.
You're crazy.
Someone like one of my friends messaged me, right? And he's like, "Wow, the Steam Deck was crazy. I would probably buy that. Like, if only there was Game Pass on the Steam Deck, then I would do it." And then I was like, "Well, good news for you, buddy. It's a PC.
It's a PC.
So
get it.
Yeah. So when you think about it, like this $500 console has Game Pass plus whatever the fuck EA has plus your Steam library.
It has everything that you really would need. It's just, do you want to have that on 7 inches of screen real estate? Are you going to take it out? If you already own a Switch, are you going to keep them both and use them both? It gets into a territory where I think that this came out earlier. You know what? Never mind. Here's the thing. I don't think Valve is playing the game of, hey, we want this to be a mass market critical hit, right? They want it to succeed, of course. But I don't think they're like, we're going to go out and outsell the Switch or anything. I don't think that's
it's like a completely different like market.
It's a different market. Yeah,
I think they're probably not going after the Switch because of how different. Because like Valve doesn't make games,
and they've made they do and don't make games.
Well, at one time they made games, but like
they made Alex that recently.
That was recent actually, but yeah, sure. So Valve sells games, I would argue.
Yeah, right? they ostensibly they sell games, and they have had their hardware outings. Steam VR, they've had Steam machines that were pre-built PCs.
It was that died, but yeah,
that died. Yes,
yeah,
but this isn't
Steam
the first
VR
foray.
Seems to be like an actual like thing. At least it's still around for now. At least,
right.
So I think because Valve sells games, so I think this is probably just like a way for you to take like the things they've sold you like portable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's way more portable than an actual gaming laptop. I don't know anyone who like takes their gaming laptop to a no one does that. No one takes their gaming laptop like out. They're huge for starters, right? They're not even that portable. But I would, if I didn't, man, I would probably get one of these and the dock, because if I didn't stream, if I didn't create content, if I didn't need to like use Adobe Premiere or anything like that,
right,
and I was like a casual PC gamer, I would probably get this, because this docked to a monitor like the one that I'm using right now, plus keyboard and mouse, like that's an all-in-one, is it not? Right?
That is an all-in-one. Yeah. I mean, because it does have you are able to hook it up to a TV if you you really want it
If you want
does
to play on
have
PC, but if you
yeah
wanted to put it on a monitor, like
on a
then
monitor.
connect it
There's
to a
nothing.
monitor.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
and
then
then get your Bluetooth keyboard and
well, it would have like USB ports on the dock. You could just like at that point it becomes it's like a Mac Mini at that point, right?
it's a Mac Mini. I think that's a really good way of looking at it. Something like a Mac Mini
Yeah, it's like a Mac Mini at
with a
that point.
screen
It's
that you
like
can
it's
take.
like you buy the monitor and your keyboard and mouse, you plug that into the dock, you plug your Steam Deck into the dock. Now you have a computer. It's not like very powerful. It's not like very, very powerful. I suspect you could play a lot of your games on medium, maybe high.
That's what they've kind of hinted
Yeah.
at or said is pretty much everything's going to run at least medium.
Yeah, so you're gonna have a comparable gaming experience. Um, and then if you travel, like let's say like, oh, I'm gonna be on a business trip, let me just grab my whole PC. You know, like let me just take it with me, and
That's
then you're good. So that's why I said if I didn't stream or make videos or like anything like that, I could maybe justify buying this and using it as like my main computer.
right.
Especially at
Wait,
650 USD.
I,
Like that,
I,
not including the monitor or the keyboard and mouse or the dock, but
you get into an arguable territory of whether you just go ahead and buy a PC at that
I
point.
don't know. Like what
If you
PC is
like,
$600?
I wouldn't say like just go out ahead and go and buy it because I mean you are I don't know that's
What? Okay.
be,
What gaming laptop is $600?
but then again if you're talking about these people who are going for gaming laptops I feel like that's a different crowd than that's definitely not the $400 SKU. The $400 SKU is there just it's there to be like, hey, you can grab this. That's
I would
supposed to
get
be for
$400. Honestly, I would get that as like an emulation machine.
it. Yeah, you technically can emulate. You have access to all consoles with this almost.
Yeah, well, because it's a PC.
It's a
Yeah,
PC.
I would pick that. I would pick up
Oh,
the 400 base model as an EMU machine and as like really easy indie Steam game machine like Stardew Valley, Final Fantasy, like the early Final Fantasies.
I think
And
I mean, I guess we could go on back and forth in circles on this, and I'm sure there's going to be once more people have this in their hands, or maybe when you have it in your hands as well.
in like a
I know
year,
that
yeah.
yeah, the pre-orders have officially opened. I don't know if they're if it's worldwide, but
It like
it
crashed Steam server. Can you believe that? Like when pre-orders opened, Steam servers crashed, and
oh
they
wait,
don't even
that's why I couldn't get on Steam one at
and
that
they
one
like
time.
because Steam has like their sales like 3 times a year, and they like never crash, right?
Yeah, this is
Pre-orders for this crashed Steam servers. Just wild.
it's not going to be widely available, but it's pretty much make as they go. They're going to be making batches and then taking reservations for those batches and then shipping those. And I, it's not for me personally, but if I was a more tech person, if I really loved gadgets just to have a gadget, because I know for me, I wouldn't be able to, I just wouldn't invest that much time in playing A, B, and C device, right? But having it would be cool. And I think what you said,
I think okay,
if oh, here's a good
yeah,
thing though. If I were to go home or like when I go home, I don't
yep,
have a gaming PC at home, but I would
yep,
like to still stream. Hook it
uh,
up to the monitor,
yeah.
still stream.
I think you're
Have my
looking at this
games.
as a gaming device, right?
For me, yeah. For
I'm
me, I'm
looking at
looking
this
at it
as a
and I'm not,
computer.
and I don't. But see, here's the thing: like, I'd rather just have a laptop. I'd rather just have a laptop, like a full on just laptop, because I would rather just have the screen real estate. If I'm
Sure,
because I'm
yeah.
looking at it from a traveling point, because that's the
Okay.
main thing. I'm like,
You want a bigger screen for when you're at a desk, like when you're at your desk, like at home.
for at home, not here in Japan, in the
Yeah,
US. That's what I'm saying. Like, if that's the case, that's pretty cool, right?
yeah,
But I don't take portable devices out that often to play
yeah. Because like
or watch movies
when
or
this was
anything like that.
announced, like day one, I never looked at this as a gaming platform or a gaming device. I looked at this as what it actually is. It's a computer.
It's a computer. What you're
So
gonna do what
like
on? What are you gonna do on it?
I would
90%. What are you gonna do?
like porn other than Pornhub, you mean?
other than your Pornhub, what do you think you're gonna do on? I mean, what would you do on it though? Because like on the
Um,
go, that's what I'm saying. Because it is portable. I'm looking at it from the portable PC aspect. What would you do on the go with it as your
so
PC?
like you're saying like on the train in Japan, like I'm
Yeah,
going
like on the train.
like
Yeah,
honestly, that's a good question. Probably like really simple JRPGs. Like anything from FF1 through 9, maybe FF10.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like indie games like a Stardew Valley.
Okay.
And anything that plays well with the controller. So Dragon Quest 11, for example, maybe near, right, at 30 frames per second. But like,
I mean,
but
yeah.
maybe Bomberman actually as well. Maybe Yakuza actually. So anything that plays well with a controller.
Right.
For sure. Not zero shooters, like not anything that involves shooting. Not until like I dock it, right?
Right.
But I don't know. Like, here's what I did actually. Like one time, I really did this when I was going home to Canada on an airplane. I plugged in my laptop, right, on
Mm-hmm.
the airplane. Then I connected a controller. Then I played FF10 on the fucking airplane. That was me. That was like a laptop with controller, and it's
Right.
doable, but it sucks.
Kind of clunky. It's very
It
there
sucks. Yeah.
unless you're first class or business class, it's going to be a very tight spot.
Yeah, it's like my tray, I couldn't have any like drinks or anything. It was all
No,
laptop. And also like I feel bad for the people who were like behind me, for example. Like
they had like double
yeah.
screen. That the screen light was so like blinding.
Yeah, they had like, why the fuck is this asshole playing FF10 on his goddamn computer? So yeah, that was me. But if
In
I
that
had
case, yeah.
this, like that's
In that case, yeah, I agree with you. In that case, you're still
because
playing.
like
You're
okay,
still
yeah,
doing the game. You're still you still be looking at it as a more of a game device as over a PC, but
but then
you still
also
get to
like yeah,
use
but then also like it's Pornhub after that, right? You know what I mean? So like
on the plane. Yes,
yeah, on the plane, on the plane, yeah, exactly,
on the
yeah.
plane, on the plane.
Yeah, that's when I dock it to my portable 20-inch monitor, and then I have the sound cranked up. But no, I mean like obviously like the argument is like, oh, why don't you play it on a Switch or a Vita? God
Some of those
forbid,
things you
right?
can't even play on Switch or
Like
Vita.
you
Like
know, and I
no,
like
but
yeah,
no. Like what you said, you brought up a good point. Like Yakuza, right? You can't play that. You're not
yeah.
like it's not
Yeah.
available.
So some games are on the Switch. Absolutely, they are. Yeah. FF10's on I'm pretty sure FF10's on the Switch. I think so at least. FF9's on the Switch. FF7 like not remake is on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of Switch games, and the Switch has a better battery. Absolutely, it's thinner, it's lighter. Yeah, for sure. Um, but as someone who also wants to, because if I'm going back home for 2 weeks, I want to bring like just the one thing, right?
That's yeah. You typically have like there's a mindset when I go home. It's like okay, I want to bring if it's for me to play games, I'm gonna play game A and game B maybe, right? So you bring your device and maybe those games to kind of play.
Yeah,
This you get all of it, you know. And
yeah.
like I said, for me, I could still stream off of it.
You could.
That's what's awesome.
I mean, especially yeah, because I'm like,
That's really cool. I wouldn't have to stop streaming.
I was also thinking like, because when next time I go home, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be able to stream for like a while, right?
Right.
So like, what do I tell people? Like, oh, I'm gonna be like on vacation, see you guys like in a month or something like that, right?
I mean, you totally can.
Or do I be like, hey guys, what's up?
They won't leave you.
Catch up with me in fucking
Check
Canada,
out,
you know what I mean?
check out my other room right here.
Yeah. What about you
yeah.
though? Yeah, what about you? So like, when you go home to America, are you gonna like,
I'm probably just gonna take a break.
You're gonna not stream? You wouldn't.
I mean,
Like,
there's like my the PC at home is like this old Dell kind of Mac Mini, not Mac Mini, but Apple TV kind of
you
deal.
should stream from your phone. You should stream from your phone.
That I could do. I've thought about that.
It should be like the jankiest stream I've ever seen. Like, if you're
no,
holding your phone up.
I will be playing some Wild Rift, League of Legends Wild Rift. That's all you're gonna see on there. It's gonna be like I don't know if you can actually if there are interfaces.
I on an Android phone, you absolutely can. Android will like let you. It's a little more open, so you can do janky stuff like that. That's not janky. That's not fair to say that to Android.
It'll be a solid stream without my face. Someone be like, someone hijack Trix's. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I'll get into Genshin. Holy crap! Maybe I'll get into Genshin.
You should.
There you go.
No, yeah, but I mean, just to close it off, like, I'm looking at this as like basically a Mac Mini, because how much is a Mac Mini? It's about the same price, right?
$5.99 usually, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like a Mac Mini. So let's say you were in love with the idea of a Mac Mini, but you just don't like Macs. Fucking buy one of these.
I mean,
like, that's what it is. Yeah.
There are small PCs like
it's a small PC. It's a small
all
PC
over the place. This man's like, no, just grab that one. That's the only one you need.
Yeah, like what? It's basically like the PC version of a Mac Mini, but with a built-in screen. If you wanted to do whatever the fuck you wanted, like on the go, right?
Oh man. Well, you know what you can do? You can continue your raids, continue your fun times in FF14, which this was a cool
Oh
story.
my
Just
god, can you imagine
this was
playing
a
FF14 on that
see you
fucking
could
thing?
see there you go. See
There
we're
you
finding
go.
caveats. We're finding all the good
There you
caveats of this
go.
thing right now.
FF14 on the. I'm like on the train. I'm in a raid. Can you imagine that?
You don't have enough. I did forget to mention that thing that the Steam Deck does have 4 programmable buttons on the back as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
So you've got 4 buttons. You've got 2 shoulder buttons, I think is what I want to say. 2 shoulder buttons, and then you've also got your face button. So you can macro some stuff.
Mm.
Don't get it confused. You can macro. You can do it.
That's why I really like my Xbox Elite controller because of those 4 buttons on the back.
Yeah,
I was really hoping the PS5 controller would have side or back
I was
buttons.
hoping
Yeah.
that too, but they
Because like the
lied.
PS4 had that attachment, right?
Yeah, I have that attachment. It actually
Yeah.
fits really nice.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little
And I
bulky,
was like,
but it works.
oh well, this is a sign that the PS5 surely will have 2 back buttons. No, and I guess not.
I guess.
Can you put that on the PS5 controller? Or no, it doesn't
No,
work.
no. It just it won't fit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not laid out for it. But yeah, just in news, we're gonna fly by all this. FF14 apparently had such a good spike in players that they ran out of digital copies temporarily.
This blows my mind because like I played 14 on and off for years.
We've been talking about just how big
it's had a pretty healthy community, but now for some reason
all these streamers, I'm telling you, Ko is still going. Ko is on like day 18. He's like, I'm in Heavensward now. I mean, he really likes it. Yeah, he really likes it. And I know Yuria from I think you say it is F Extra Life. Is that how you said that? Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
she's actually been playing it, and she's like sometimes she's still in a Realm Reborn, but she's almost, I guess, to around Heavensward. She's like 37, almost 40, somewhere around there. Sure. But she's like, yeah. Every once in a while, I'm like, why am I playing this game? And there's other times I'm like, this is actually a lot of fun when it comes to story. But she's having. It seems like everyone who's gone into it is having a good experience. I was on Maximilian's stream and someone's like, yo, Max, I know you played, FF11. Ninja's playing FF11 right now, just to let everyone know. Ninja's doing FF11. He's not about that.
Why?
Ninja's been, I guess he's been a hardcore FF11 person, but ever since, I'd say like 2 months ago, I've seen him. He just streams FF11 sometimes.
Wait, like Ninja?
Ninja. Yeah.
Like Fortnite Ninja?
Fortnite Ninja, yeah.
FF11?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Wait, 11? The game that came out like 15 years ago?
11, yeah.
Like 2006.
He doesn't want to drop his character, man. He doesn't want to bring him up to the next level.
I didn't even know he played FF11. That's so weird.
I have a thing that I find the ninjas on Twitch and I follow them. Of course, Big Bro Ninja, I gotta follow him.
Like Ninja, sorry, I'm still having a hard time believing like Ninja, like Fortnite Ninja plays FF11.
I almost want to go to his page right now and just be so like, weird. I wonder if he's
weird.
He's like,
yeah, that's bizarre.
I actually wonder if there's like a VOD or anything of him playing it. But there, oh wait, I put Ninja and I put Ninja Tricks, Ninja Twitch.
Just type in your own Twitch. It's like a subtle promo.
It just happens. Why?
Subtle, like follow me. Oh, that's the wrong Ninja. That's me.
Yeah,
that's me.
Yeah, see, the man is playing FF11 online 3 days ago. Man does it.
I don't like this.
It's like part of his regiment. Look at this: Valorant, FF9. Sorry, FF11, Fortnite, Knockout City, just chatting.
Was playing it. It's so bizarre. Oh my god, that's so weird.
I've never seen him play 14 though. It's only been 11.
I can't only seen him play 11. FF11. That's so
new dimensions. That's actually a pretty cool lineup right there. If you are just like, this is what you do, you stream, like this is it, like that's a pretty hype little lineup right there. Valorant, FF11, and then Fortnite.
I still can't believe he plays. That game's like 14 years old. The game is so old.
Have you ever heard of Not Moving On?
It's so. I mean, I know it still has like a really tight knit community, but the game compared to 14, it's hard. Like you need to be dedicated to 11.
The man is dedicated to 11. Ko right now is he's playing some of his Heavensward main story right now for 9K people. It's
Okay,
just...
but anyway, so my point is like
Ninja's
14 is like a really fun game, and I've been playing it on and off for a couple of years, but just seeing it like explode in popularity recently has been really amusing to me because it's just like I knew the game was fun, but it also has like it can kind of get grindy at times, but
yeah.
just the fact that so many people are like this game is the best MMO, I'm like, well, I'm glad you like 14, enjoy your say, but like just now, like just you're just
Just now,
discovering
yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah.
just yeah. Apparently, people are just like I said. We talked about this. We're kind of chalking it up to kind of some stuff with other MMOs and just people their favorite streamers playing it. So everyone's just getting in. It's like I don't think Square ever thought that
No,
this
I don't
free
think so.
trial, the free trial would actually be
Yeah.
so darn good that when it blew up, people would be like, oh, this game is free up until 60.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean that's
scourge.
a pretty crazy trial.
It,
There's that meme apparently like the trial has become like memeified because it's like critically acclaimed MMO FF14 has a free trial that includes the first, expansion pack plus level 60 or something like that, right?
exactly. It turns out to work really well. More okay.
Yeah, I think someone, maybe it was Kotaku or something, like asked Square for comment, like, why do you think your game is exploding like right now? And they just returned the meme, like in an email. That's all they said.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I mean, we've seen this with a lot of other games. Among Us and
Do you
was it
think
Rust and
COVID?
two and all those things.
That's true. Do you think COVID has anything to do with this, or like what? Like
No,
why now?
no, I don't
Why?
think it's a COVID thing. It just seems like the only thing I've found is people are frustrated with
Wow.
apparently the WoW expansion not coming out, and maybe
So
some
they're
of the other
moving to
things.
14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and some of the other things with WoW that they're just not really excited about. And there's honestly, if you think about it, there's not a lot of like just pure MMOs in the fantasy setting right now.
I guess so. I mean,
I mean, other than that,
MMOs.
we've got like you've got what Black Desert Online.
Ugh.
That's a different formula and that's a different. Yeah, you go. Ugh. I mean, in this kind of sense, yeah, there's not many more left.
I
It's a
feel like
huge
MMOs
undertaking.
has kind of like declined in recent years, right?
It definitely there definitely went from a point where we had like
A lot of free to
Tabula
plays.
Rasa Guild Wars 2
Yeah, yeah.
some other game after where there wasn't everyone had an MMO. I mean, I guess the other one that I forgot to mention is ESO Elder Scrolls Online. That's still
But
going
that's still
very
around.
strong.
Yeah,
That's still going
yeah.
very strong now too.
I just feel like in recent years, recent like months, there's been just these pillars of MMOs, right? So plus the smaller ones, people are just migrating. So I guess if I've never played WoW or anything, but apparently like if it's true, like if people are so dissatisfied with this game that they're all moving en masse to 14, then I guess it would explain things. But I mean, how?
I'm telling you, your favorite streamer play it. You'll pay attention.
I mean, I
And
guess
it's a
that's
free
true.
trial, and it's not a 60-day trial. It's to level 60.
It's to level 60,
it's however
yeah.
you want long to be dabbling in it trial, which is genius.
You know
And
what? And here's the thing. If you play the free trial of 14 and you hit the level cap and you hit the end of Heaven's Sword, and for some reason you're just like, I really like hanging out in this hub world. I don't want to do anything. You
you
don't
can
need
still
to
do
pay
it.
you don't need to pay a dime. You can play
You
the
can still
game.
do it.
You can
It's
log
still
in
there.
forever and never pay a dime if you never care about leveling past 60 or doing more story. So
Exactly. It tailors to you. Mordoke was saying that it looks like Ninja plays it because it's fun for him. It has less views relative to the other two games. I mean, it's a
yeah,
15 something year old game.
because it's FF11.
it's a it's
Yeah.
FF11. That's
Can you
why.
imagine being a kid following Ninja for Fortnite and then he plays 11 and you're like, what the fuck is
It's part of
this?
his it's part of his
Yeah.
chill. It's probably part of his
Yeah.
chill stream. He plays X things. I know that he was playing some League of Legends. It's Ninja. He does what he does. Guilty Gear Strive, closing out the news a little bit, has passed 500,000 copies sold.
It's good.
Congrats to them. And we're getting a new character reveal. I think it is tomorrow. By the time this podcast goes up tomorrow.
Like brand new character or just like character from the older games that isn't in the roster yet?
Well, we don't. I don't think they actually said.
I hope it's ABA.
There. I think someone posted a list of who they think because there's a fighter pass. Ugh.
I hope it's ABA.
Let me find the Twitter. Where's the Twitter post?
What was the last time? What was the last game ABA was in? Was it Sharp Reload or no? Not Sharp Reload. Is she in Accent Core?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not in that deep in the Guilty Gear Association.
Gaming too much today, boys. This is more of a watch party.
Because she wasn't in Xrd or anything. They like took her out. She's like, man.
Oh, is that Ninja in the background? Like a voice just started. A voice was just talking. I'm like, is that Ninja? What the heck? It was Ninja. No, I don't know. There's not even like how many people are going to be on the fighter pass. That number is unknown.
Oh,
it's
really?
just yeah. They haven't really announced it. They just said there's a character coming. That's it. What people say is I guess there's a 5 suggested character with Happy Chaos. That's the new character. I think Happy Chaos is the guy, the main villain from Strive. And then Asuka, aka that man, and then Gold Lewis Dickinson, Jacko Valentine, and Jam Kuradoberi. Can't say her name. Kuradoberi. There we go.
Kuradoberi.
Kuradoberi. So I don't know. It could be anyone. It could be anyone. They're just going to announce one character. Should be on like the 20th or these holidays coming up in Japan.
Has that man ever been playable? No, I don't think so, right? You played any older Gulity games. You never played older Gulity games.
No, I've never played like to the extent that I know the characters. It was before I actually knew
like that
how
man
to play
is like
fighting games.
The fucking evil hint, like he's the overarching like villain of the whole. I don't think he's ever been playable, so yeah.
Don't think so. I should look at my Guilty Gear Strive lore compendium.
Yeah.
It exists. Like I said, that is nice. They have a nice timeline. It has all the characters, all the events, all the terminology, and it's. I don't know if you ever remember the Metal Gear Solid 4. Was it the dictionary, the encyclopedia?
It came with like a bonus disc. Yeah.
Yeah. It's essentially that, which is really helpful. If you just want to go reading a bunch of lore. I still need to play the story mode for Strive. Watch the story mode for Strive.
I don't know why you would playing in it. I mean, you could go in, or you could just go on like the Guilty Gear wiki and just do that.
Because I own the game. I would rather see the nice anime.
Oh no, I mean like for the backstory.
Oh, for the backstory? Oh, I mean it's just because it's just a digest as you like. It's got a visual system. I don't know. If I just want to know about the characters, you just look at the characters and
sure.
You just kind of like you can go down the rabbit hole a lot easier. Probably about the same pace. I don't know. Don't look at me.
I don't know. Like it depends on how much info is on this like wiki, man. So
just get it from the official source. What have we taught ourselves? Official is best.
Yeah, I'm on the wiki right now. I'm just reading about.
This man's like, all right, we're done. I think we've actually gone for every time I want to go for a short show. I haven't even ate dinner yet. Like I just fell asleep after work. It is, it's time to go, people. It's time to go. Got to say thanks to Wes and also Moroke for hopping into the chat. It's good having you here. Of course, remember, if you are listening or looking at this after the fact, you're watching the VOD or something like that, go ahead, leave a subscribe, leave a like, let us know what you think of the show. Alex, you have anything you want to say for closing?
Yeah, make sure you leave a 5-star review, otherwise we're going to hell. So
please leave that 5-star review. Remember, we want to be elevated.
What do you think heaven's like? Is it like infinite ice cream or what?
I don't know. This is a good question. All I know is we'll be in peace.
Well, maybe.
I mean, do you get to get I have a friend who's like, I want to get replays of every major event. I want like the theater.
My life?
No, of just in the world, like whatever happened. I want to be able to go back and just look at it, observe.
Like that's a bonus you get when you die?
That's a bonus. You get everything unlocked. All knowledge.
That's a very weird, like
all knowledge unlocked. What actually happened? If you want to go and you want to check out like everything that led up to Watergate, just for the heck of it, you can look.
You just like as your spirit goes sent back in time and
exactly.
You get to check. I mean, it's so goddamn bizarre. Sure, okay.
if you want to live Evo moment number 20,
like, but in the crowd?
No, but in the body of the player. That would be
you possess Daigo.
Yeah. You possess Daigo. Like your hands are moving and you feel the same. You're like, oh my goodness. I don't know. like what?
Fuck. Okay. Anyways,
give us a 5-star review so we can tell you what it's like.
So we can possess Dago. Yeah, thanks.
Or possess ourselves back in the past and then send a message to you in the future.
This is weird. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Oh man. All right. Yeah. Well, we'll catch you all later. Remember, follow us on our socials, Twitter and on Twitter at UGP_cast.
Did you say Twitter twice?
Because I was thinking about Twitch, but you can also follow us on Twitch at Ninja Tricks and Root24. That's spelled with a T4, a 24. The numbers 24.
No. It's ROUTE 24. Yeah.
I'm broke, everybody. Remember, you set the tone. Go play some games. Have fun. Take care. Stay safe. Don't finish that sentence. Wash your hands. Tricks out.
Did you just tell people to not wash their hands?
No, I said wash their hands. Wash your hands, people.
Okay. All right.